Hi friends, today let us discuss about one of the most important topic, that is Viksit Bharat G Ramji Bill 2025. To begin with, let me present the most important highlights of VBG Ramji Bill 2025. The Viksit Bharat G Ramji Bill 2025 replaces MGNREGA with a new statutory framework aligned with Viksit Bharat at 2047. This is the first important point. The employment guarantee is enhanced to 125 days per rural household, strengthening their income security. Links wage employment with durable rural infrastructure across four priority areas, strengthening decentralized planning through Viksit Gram Panchayat plans and nationally integrated through the Viksit Bharat National Rural Infrastructure Stack. The shift to normative funding and centrally sponsored structure improves predictability, accountability, and center state partnership. So, these are certain important highlights of the VBG Ramji bill. Now, let us look at the certain important uh, aspects related to the VBG Ramji bill and what exactly necessitated to replace the MGNREGA with a new bill or a new act. Rural employment has been a cornerstone of India's social protection framework for nearly 2 decades. Since its enactment in 2006, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act played a key role in providing wage employment, stabilizing rural incomes, and creating basic infrastructure. Over time, however, the structure and objectives of rural India have evolved significantly. Rising incomes, expanded connectivity, widespread digital penetration, and diversified livelihoods have altered the nature of rural employment needs. Against this backdrop, the government has proposed the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin Bill 2025, also referred to as Viksit Bharat G Ramji Bill 2025. The bill represents a comprehensive statutory overhaul of MGNREGA, aligning rural employment with the long term vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 while strengthening accountability, infrastructure outcomes, and income security. So, this particular point is very important. So, keeping this particular aspect in view, the new bill has been initiated by the government of India. Then let us look at the important elements of Viksit Bharat G Ramji Bill 2025. The important components of the Viksit Bharat G Ramji Bill 25, they are uh, simply we can state like this. Number one, replaces MGNREGA. This is a modern rural employment framework aligned with Viksit Bharat at 2047. This is first one. Second, enhanced employment guarantee, that is 125 days of wage employment per rural household. Then third, focused nature of works, four priority areas covering water security, rural infrastructure, livelihood infrastructure, and climate resilience. Then fourth one, local planning with national integration. Viksit Gram Panchayat plans linked with national spatial platforms. Then the fifth point is support to agriculture. Pause in work for aggregate 60 days during peak sowing and harvesting seasons. Sixth point, predictable funding framework. Shift to normative funding with protected employment guarantee. Seventh point, strong transparency and oversight. AI based monitoring, real time dashboards, and mandatory social audits. Then, eighth point, centrally sponsored structure, shared center state responsibility with collaborated cost sharing. So, these are the eight important elements of VBG Ramji bill. So, if you look at the rural development policies in India, Government of India for the past almost more than 6 decades, Government of India has implemented several rural development programs, and there were certain wage employment programs and many development programs for the infrastructure development in rural areas. So some of the schemes have been explained here, like there were schemes like crash scheme for rural employment. This was initiated in 1971. National Rural Employment Program, Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program, Jawahar Rojgar Yojana Program, then Employment Guarantee Act 1977. Then prior to that, IRDP, Integrated Rural Development Program, TRISEM, Training Rural Youth for Self-Employment, then SGSY, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, then NRLM, National Rural Livelihoods Mission. Like several programs have been initiated by the Government of India, and all those schemes were implemented effectively. So in the course of time, Government of India has also initiated a wage employment program, namely Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. So this particular scheme has been implemented almost 20 years. So the present government has reviewed its implementation, and in order to strengthen that program further, MGNREGA has been replaced with a new act called VBG Ramji bill. So in this context, so why there was a necessity to replace this act? So with regard to that, now let us briefly look at the important points related to MGNREGS. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act was a flagship program aimed at enhancing livelihood security by providing at least 100 days of guaranteed wage employment to each year to rural households willing to undertake unskilled manual work. So this is one important point related to MGNREGS. Over the years, a range of administrative and technological reforms strengthened its implementation, leading to notable improvements in participation, transparency, and digital governance. Women's participation rose steadily from 48% to 58.15% between 2013-14 financial year to financial year 2025-26. Aadhaar seeding expanded sharply. The Aadhaar based payment system was widely adopted, and electronic wage payments became nearly universal. Monitoring of works also improved with a large expansion in geo-tagged assets and a growing share of individual assets created at a household level. The experience under MGNREGA also highlighted the critical role played by field level staff who ensured continuity and scale of implementation despite working with the limited administrative resources and staffing. However, alongside these gains, deeper structural issues persisted. Monitoring across several states revealed gaps such as work not found on the ground. So, this point is very important. This is a critical aspect with regard to MGNREGS. Monitoring across several states revealed gaps such as work not found on the ground, expenditure not matching with physical progress, use of machines in labor intensive works, and frequent bypassing of digital as attendance systems. Over time, misappropriation accumulated, and only a small proportion of households were able to complete the full 100 days of employment in the post pandemic period. So these trends indicated that while delivery systems improved, the overall architecture of MGNREGA had reached its limits. The Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission Grameen Bill responds to this experience through a comprehensive legislative reset. It strengthens the implementation framework by increasing the administrative expenditure ceiling from 6% to 9%, providing greater support for staffing, remuneration, training, and technical capacity. So this is one of the important point with regard to the VBG Ramji bill. That is, it strengthens the implementation framework by increasing the administrative expenditure ceiling from 6% to 9%. This shift reflects a practical and people oriented approach to program management, moving towards a more professional and adequately supported system. Stronger administrative capacity is expected to improve planning and execution, enhance service delivery, and reinforce accountability, ensuring that the objectives of the new framework are achieved consistently at the village level. So, this is the main goal of the VBG Ramji bill. Then now let us discuss what is the rationale for a new statutory framework. The need for reform is also rooted in broader socio-economic changes. MGNREGA was built in 2005, but rural India has transformed. Poverty levels declined from 27.1% in 2011-12 to 5.3% in 2022-23, supported by rising consumption, improved financial access, and expanded welfare coverage. With rural livelihoods becoming more diversified and digitally integrated, the open ended and demand driven of MGNREGA no longer aligns fully with the contemporary rural realities. So keeping this in view, Government of India thought that there was a necessity to change the MGNREGA and it has to be replaced with a new bill with new initiatives. And keeping that in view, the Viksit Bharat G Ramji Bill 2025 responds to this context by modernizing rural employment guarantees, strengthening accountability, and aligning employment creation with long term infrastructure and climate resilience goals. Now, let us look at the three key components of the VBG Ramji bill. The three key components. This is very important point when we discuss about VBG Ramji bill. The first component is strengthened employment guarantee. As already I have pointed out, the guarantee of 125 days of employment, entitlement to unemployment allowance if work is not provided. This is the first one. Then second important one is anchoring rural asset creation, employment linked with durable infrastructure supporting long-term rural development. Then third aspect is accountability through planning, technology, and institutions. Decentralized planning through Viksit Gram Panchayat plans, strong digital and social accountability mechanisms. So these are the three important components of the VBG Ramji bill. So the students are supposed to focus on these 3 points. Now let us briefly discuss about the key features of the Viksit Bharat G Ramji Bill 2025. The bill guarantees 125 days of wage employment per rural household in each financial year to such rural households whose adult members volunteer to undertake unskilled manual work, contributing to income security beyond the earlier 100-day entitlement, with an aggregated 60-day no work period to ensure the availability of agricultural labor during peak sowing and harvesting season. Workers continue to receive 125 guaranteed days of employment within the remaining 305 days, ensuring that both farmers and laborers benefit. The disbursement of daily wages shall be made on a weekly basis or in any case not later than fortnight after the date on which such work was done. Now, another important aspect is employment creation is integrated with infrastructure development through 4 priority verticals. That means whatever the employment that is generated in rural areas for the uh, rural people, that must be integrated with infrastructure development. And this infrastructure development is related to the 4 priority areas. They are: number one, water security through water related works. This is one. Then second one is core rural infrastructure. Third, livelihood related infrastructure. Fourth, special works to mitigate extreme weather events. So these 4 points are very important. That means whatever the employment that is generated in rural areas must ultimately results into the creation of the infrastructure development, mainly in these 4 areas. One is water security through water related works, core rural infrastructure, livelihood related infrastructure, then special works to mitigate extreme weather events. Now, uh, let us elaborate that. So, what kind of infrastructure that would be created through VBG Ramji programs? So, this is about the building a Viksit Bharat national rural infrastructure stack. All works will be aligned with 4 thematic domains to ensure strategic long-term asset creation. As I said earlier, first one is the water related works. The water related works are related to the water security. So this includes the construction of canals, check dams, rejuvenation of ponds, and afforestation. So these are the important points related to this water related works. Then second one, livelihood related infrastructure. This livelihood related infrastructure includes rural huts, food grain storage, work sheds for self-help groups, then dairy infrastructure. So this is related to the livelihood related infrastructure. Then the core infrastructure. The core infrastructure include rural roads, gram panchayat bhavans, Anganwadi centers, solid waste management assets. All this comes under the rural core infrastructure. Then fourth one, special works for extreme weather events like construction of cyclone or flood shelters, embankments, forest, fire management works. So these are the four core areas in which the infrastructure would be developed through the uh, the activities under VBG Ramji. All assets created are aggregated into the Viksit Bharat National Rural Infrastructure Stack, ensuring a unified, coordinated national development strategy. Planning is decentralized through Viksit Gram Panchayat plans, which are prepared locally and spatially integrated with national systems such as PM Gati Shakti. So this is about certain important components of VBG Ramji bill. Now uh, let us discuss with regard to the comparison between MGNREGA versus Viksit Bharat G Ramji bill 2025. So how we can identify certain important aspects and what are the similarities and differences between these two acts. The new bill represents a major upgrade over MGNREGA, fixing structural weaknesses while enhancing employment transparency, planning, and accountability. So, this is about the comparison between MGNREGA and the Viksit Bharat G Ramji bill. So, what makes Viksit Bharat G Ramji better than MGNREGA? In fact, Government of India has initiated VBG Ramji bill to make or to implement the MGNREGA in a better way when compared to the past. So, in what way now VBG Ramji bill is better than MGNREGA? So, now let us discuss about those comparative points. If you compare one after the other, the first point is under MGNREGA, 100 days of wage employment used to be provided per rural household per year. But under Viksit Bharat G Ramji bill, 125 days of employment will be provided per rural household per year. This is first point. Then second one, multiple and scattered categories of works with limited strategic focus. Multiple and scattered categories of works with limited strategic focus. But under VBG Ramji bill, four clearly defined priority areas focusing on water security, rural infrastructure, livelihoods, and climate resilience. So that means there is a crystal clear areas that in which field the infrastructure has to be developed by providing employment opportunities for the rural people. Then third, center bears unskilled wage costs, states bear unemployment allowance. This was under MGNREGA, right? But whereas the state cost sharing for wages, that is 60-40, 60% will be bear by the center and 40% by state for most states. Then 90 is to 10 for certain special categories regions. But for the most of the states, it is 60 is to 40. So this is the ratio of the financial burden between the center and states. Then fourth point, no explicit statutory pause window. That means the 100 days of employment is provided throughout the year. There is no statutory pause window. But under this present bill, states can notify up to 60 days in a financial year when work will not be executed, especially during the peak season. Around 60 days of uh, the uh, pause period will be declared by the state, so that this will not affect the agriculture sector. Then fifth point is demand based funding with unpredictable allocations. So the fifth point is demand based funding with unpredictable allocations. But whereas under the present bill, there is a normative funding ensuring predictable budgeting while protecting the employment guarantee. So this is the difference between MGNREG and VBG RAMG. So this point is very important point. Then sixth point is Gram Panchayat planning is central, whereas under the present bill it integrates institutionalizing convergence and infrastructure planning. So these are the important points uh, which the student is supposed to focus when they compare MGNREGA with the Viksit Bharat GRAMG. So this is very important discussion with regard to uh, any competitive examination. Then with regard to the financial architecture, the shift from a central sector scheme to a centrally sponsored framework reflects the inherently local nature of rural employment and asset creation. Under the new architecture, states share both cost and responsibility through a normative allocation framework, creating stronger incentives for effective implementation and preventing misuse. So these points are very important. Then planning is grounded in regional realities through Gram Panchayat plans. At the same time, the center continues to set standards while states execute with accountability, resulting in a cooperative partnership that improves efficiency and strengthens outcomes. So, this is about the financial architecture. And with regard to the financial architecture, and certain other points are also important. The total estimated annual requirement of funds on wage, material, and administrative components is around now. Government of India has estimated that the this VBG RAMG needs around 1,51,282 crores, including the state share. That means the total budgetary requirement for the implementation of the VBG RAMG, this program is 1,51,282 crore, including the state share. And of this, the estimated central share is rupees 95,692.31 crore. This transition does not impose an undue financial burden on states. The funding structure is calibrated to state capacity with a standard cost sharing ratio of 60-40 between the center and states, enhanced support of 90:10 for northeastern and Himalayan states, and 100% central funding for union territories without legislatures. So this point is again very important. As far as fund sharing is concerned, it is for almost all the states, it is 60:40 between center states, and it is 90:10 between center and northeastern and Himalayan states, whereas 100% central funding for union territories without legislature. States were already bearing a share of material and administrative costs under the earlier framework, and the more to predictable normative allocations further supports sound budgeting, provision for additional assistance to states during disasters, and strong oversight mechanisms also help reduce long-term losses arising from misappropriation, reinforcing fiscal sustainability alongside accountability. So these are certain advantages with the financial architecture of the present bill. So the same thing has been explained through this chart. This is about the fund sharing, that is northeastern and Himalayan states. It is as I told, 90% by center and 10% by states. Then other states and union territories 60-40. Then union territories without legislature 100% funding is provided by the central government. Now let us discuss about the benefits of the Viksit Bharat G Ramji bill. The bill strengthens the rural economy by linking employment generation with the productive asset creation, leading to higher household incomes and improved resilience. So this is one advantage. So this bill will be helpful for employment generation with productive asset creation, leading to higher household incomes and improved resilience. Another aspect is that priority is given to water related works supporting agriculture and groundwater recharge. Investment in core infrastructure such as roads and connectivity improve market access, while livelihood infrastructure including storage, markets and production assets enables income diversification. So this is another benefit with the VBG Ramji bill. Then apart from that, climate resilience is strengthened through works focused on water harvesting, flood drainage and soil conservation. All these initiatives will be helpful for infrastructure building in rural areas. So the guarantee of 125 days of employment raises household earnings, stimulates village level consumption and helps reduce distress driven migration. That means the distress driven migration will be reduced, supported by digital attendance, wage payments and data driven planning. So all these points are very important as far as the benefits or advantages with Viksit Bharat G Ramji bill. So this can be uh, put like this: the benefits, how the VBG Ramji bill will benefit the rural economy. So this we can put in a point wise. Like number one is employment linked with productive asset creation. This is the first point. Employment linked with productive asset creation. Number two, strong focus on water security through prioritized water works. This is second point. Third point, improved rural infrastructure supporting market access. Then fourth point is the livelihood infrastructure enabling income diversification. Then fifth point is enhanced climate resilience through soil and water conservation. This is fifth point. Then sixth point is higher household incomes boosting local consumption. Then seventh point is reduced distress migration through local opportunities. Then eighth point is digital systems improving efficiency and transparency. So these are the important benefits for the rural economy. So these 8 points are very important. This first one, second one, then third, fourth, then fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So all these points are very important. Then how this Viksit Bharat VBG Ramjil bill benefits farmers. What are the benefits for the farmers? And farmers benefit like this. Look at this point. First point is assured labor availability during peak sowing and harvesting. This is first benefit. Second, prevention of artificial wage inflation in agriculture. Third, improved irrigation and groundwater availability. Fourth, better connectivity and storage, reducing cost harvest losses. Better connectivity and storage, reducing post harvest losses. Fifth, climate focused works, protecting crops from extreme weather. So these are the 5 important points related to the benefits for farmers. So farmers will get benefit in these ways. Then how this Viksit Bharat Ji Ramji bill benefits laborers? This Viksit Bharat Ji Ramji bill also helpful for the laborers in rural areas. One is higher earning potential with 125 guaranteed work days. This is first benefit. Second one is predictable work availability through advanced local planning. This is second benefit. Third benefit, timely and transparent digital wage payments. Fourth, legal protection through mandatory unemployment allowance. Legal protection through mandatory unemployment allowance. Fifth, direct benefits from improved village infrastructure. So like that, these are the important benefits for the laborers in rural areas. So the students are supposed to focus on these 5 points with regard to the benefits for laborers through VBG Ramji bill. Now let us discuss about how this VBG Ramji the program will be implemented and how its implementation is monitored. So this is with regard to implementing and monitoring authorities. The bill establishes a clear institutional framework to ensure coordinated, accountable and transparent implementation of the mission across national, state, district, block and village levels. This is one important aspect. Second, central and state Grameen Rozgar Guarantee Councils provide policy guidance, review implementation and strengthen accountability. This is second point. Then national and state steering committees drive strategic direction, convergence and performance review. Then Panchayat Raj institutions lead planning and execution with Gram Panchayat implementing at least half of the works in terms of cost. District program coordinators and program officers manage planning, compliance, payments and social audits. This is again very important. At ground level, the district program coordinators, program officers are appointed and they will manage planning, compliance, payments and social audits. Then Gram Sabhas play a strengthened role in conducting social audits and ensuring transparency through access to all records. Then according to the monitoring the implementation of this program is concerned, it mainly focuses on transparency, accountability, transparency, accountability and social protection. These three are given utmost importance. The bill equips the central government with clear enforcement powers to ensure compliance and protect public funds. It authorizes the center to investigate complaints relating to implementation, suspend fund releases where serious irregularities are detected and direct corrective or remedial measures to address deficiencies. So these provisions strengthen accountability across the system, maintain financial discipline, and enable timely intervention to prevent misuse. So these kind of initiatives will actually make the program to be implemented effectively. Then what kind of governance uh, will be created for the transparency and accountability? So in this context, uh, let us look at certain points. The technology driven governance for transparency and accountability. To modernize governance, accountability, and citizen engagement through a comprehensive digital ecosystem. So that means the implementation of this program would be based on technology driven governance, mainly by creating digital ecosystem. So this includes number one, this is biometric authentication for workers, functionaries, and transactions. Digital e-muster rolls will be used. This is one uh, initiative. Second is real time monitoring, mobile application, and dashboard based system for visibility of demand, deployment, and payments. Third, artificial intelligence. Use artificial intelligence for planning, audits, and fraud risk mitigation. This is third point. Then fourth point is the geospatial technology, georeferencing, satellite imagery, and digital mapping for worksite planning and monitoring. Then fifth point is proactive public disclosures, weekly digital and physical disclosure of key metrics, muster rolls, and payments. Then sixth one, sixth aspect is strengthened strengthened social audits supported by technology enabled framework. So these initiatives these initiatives will be introduced to maintain transparency and accountability with regard to the works undertaken under VBG Ramji, and for the maintenance of the accounts, and spending money with full responsibility. So these 6 points are very important. The bill also establishes a comprehensive transparency framework covering every stage of implementation. It enables the use of artificial intelligence and biometric authentication to identify irregularities early, supported by central and state steering committees that provide continuous guidance and coordination. A focused approach through four clearly defined rural development verticals allows closer tracking of outcomes. Panchayats are assigned an enhanced role in supervision, complemented by GPS and mobile based monitoring of works in real time. Real time MIS dashboards and weekly public disclosures, that will ensure public visibility, while social audits mandated at least once every 6 months reinforce community participation and trust. So on the basis of this discussion, at the end we can conclude that the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin Bill 2025 represents a decisive shift in India's rural employment policy. While MGNREGA achieved significant gains in participation, digitization, and transparency over time, persistent structural weaknesses limited its effectiveness. So the new bill builds on past improvements while addressing their shortcomings through a modern, accountable, and infrastructure focused framework. By expanding guaranteed employment, aligning work with the national development priorities, and embedding strong digital governance, the bill repositions rural employment as a strategic instrument for sustainable growth and resilient livelihoods, fully aligned with the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. So these are the important points or important elements related to the VBG Ramji Bill 2025. And this is very, very important topic for all competitive examinations, including civil services, prelims and mains examination, and also APPSC and TGPSC Group 1 and Group 2 examinations. Thank you.